I will manipulate it, but in a realistic way. So double exposure, it's like a bridge between reality and not imagination, but you will see with me. So you didn't know what is double exposure. Double exposure, it's also called multiple exposure. It's a photographic technique that combines two different images into a single image. So it's a blending process. It has been practiced for several years, and it became particularly famous with the introduction of the apps on Android and the App Store and Photoshop. It made this very easy to integrate two images into one. Why did I choose the double exposure technique? Like I said, it produces very interesting images, and you will see with me. I'm going to focus on a not very famous place called Darb al-Labbana and Khan al-Khalili. I will focus on the products that promote heritage and Al-Hakim Amrillah Mosque. So Darb al-Labbana is actually very near from here. It's located near Salahuddin Square, which is just beside the Rifa'i Mosque, which you have seen as you were coming here. A Rifa'i Mosque is an architectural venture between an Arab and a Hungarian. Just to talk a little bit about it, it began construction in 1912, and it took 43 years to build, and it covers an area of 6,500 meters. It's one of the largest mosques in Cairo. It also has the burial site of Qushayr Hanem, who ordered its construction in 1869, and also it has the burial of the famous Khedive Ismail. So here, this is the first application of the double exposure. What I did here is I stood in front of the mosque, I took a picture, and then another picture, and there has been a tree in front of the picture. So as you can see here, I eliminated the sky, and I just put the picture with the tree so that it gives it a realistic sense, because while you're passing in front of the mosque, you wouldn't really notice that there is a tree, that there is some greenery in Cairo, which is very non-green. So this is what I did here. Then if you put your back to where we were standing here, if you stand like this, there's a big stairs which will lead you to Darb al-Labbana. This is called Darb al-Labbana in Arabic. This is the stairs that I'm talking about. It's a big stairs. Here I applied the double exposure. I took two photos. This is my friend here. I don't know if you see the color is not very here, but this is a person, and this is the stairs. I took two pictures. I put one here and then blended the other one here. So this is the mosque, this is the Rifa'i Mosque, and this is her standing face to the stairs. This is also the stairs. This is me with the side and with the back. So here the idea is to give the viewer the two sides of where I'm standing. This is what it looks like from the back and from the sides. So the aim of the double exposure is that you can see the two sides in one picture. And it's realistic. It's not something that's manipulated or not real. This is another technique. So you can see the difference here. This is up close. This is me from the far, and I made this, I don't know what's called in English, this thing I'm leaning on. This gave it an in-depth, so the picture became wider to the viewer, and it gave it a sense of the side and the front, both in the same picture. Moving upwards the stairs, there's a mosque called Gawhar al-Lala. Gawhar al-Lala dates back to 1430. And it's built on a small area, which is 187 centimeters squared, but it's built in a genius way architecturally, like historians have said. This is the mosque. I didn't claim the mosque, I just put my hand here because Islam, when we pray, we make like this. So here's, I took a picture from the car windows facing the sky. So the sky, when you blend it with the picture, it becomes clear and it doesn't really take from the picture. So this is the first picture of the mosque. Another application is here. I took two pictures of the place and this I don't know what's called in English. It's Ramadan kind of prettying the street. So I put it here so that it creates more an in-depth kind of picture, and this is my friend, if you can notice, she's also standing, but it's like she's actually inside the mosque, but she's not quite in it. So it creates some kind of an interesting picture. This is an unmanipulated picture. This is the raw picture. When you go inside, this is the mosque that I just showed you, the Lala Mosque. And this is graffiti. You can see the blue here. Focus on this picture because I will show you many applications of how I did double exposure and the different ways it turned out. So remember, this is the Mosque of the Lala. The first application here, I integrated the real mosque that you've seen in the first picture, so that it shows that this graffiti means the mosque, so that you can see that this graffiti, because I didn't notice except when I was doing the picture. This is another application. The difference here is just the color. And here also the color, it's more of wooden kind of color. Then I removed the mosque and did the Ramadan kind of paper. So it's like you can actually go inside the wall. This is the feeling the image created. So as if I'm standing here, but there isn't a wall, you can actually get inside, but you can't get inside because it's a wall. But the picture blended makes it seem like there's a car, so you can get in. This is another application, and right here, as if there's a break in the wall, it gave it a more interesting sense, and it's just right here, so you can, as if you can go inside the wall. If you need to see the raw picture, I can do that. Here, I didn't manipulate it much. It just shows the mosque with the mosque. Then here, I took the graffiti it's not graffiti, it's a painting, and I blended in a way that engineers would know the term. So it created like a very unrealistic, though it's real. So that's the beauty of double exposure, that you can see a different side of the thing. Though it's real, it creates a very imaginary kind of feeling. Just beside it, there are Arabic calligraphy and a painting of how the windows look. And this is my friend standing. This is not manipulated much. I just added a layer and made it lighter, so that it seems that she's not just standing there as if she's inside the wall, that she's like also painted, but she's not quite painted. She's a real person and she's standing. Moving inside, walking, you will find Ubbat al-Komi Dome. It dates back to the year 16 and it's built by Prince Mohammad Agha. This is the dome. I just put another layer of it because it's very, it's not being taken care of, so it looked really kind of terrible. So I just needed to enhance the way it looks, so that its beauty can be seen, so that's more visible. And I would like to take this chance, and whoever can make anything about the garbage beside it, that would be really great, because it's such a great Islamic. Okay. Moving to Khan al-Khalili, I'm not going to just take the pictures of the places, I'm going to focus on the products that are heritage related. So Khan al-Khalili dates back to 1382 and is located in Cairo's Islamic district. Since its inception, the marketplace has attracted visitors from all over the globe, and more recently, it remains one of the top tourist destinations. I'm sure everyone has gone one time or the other, and it's been featured in Arab films and in literature such as the great Naguib Mahfouz. The first product that promotes heritage, this is in old Egypt, women used to wear like this over their faces. So these are the things they were put above each other. The colors were really beautiful, and the small circles, they looked really pretty. So I just took another picture with the lamps that were in the store. So I blended them and enhanced the color, and it looked more vibrant. I will apply this photo in the next coming photos, and you will see how it plays out. So this is the one in the middle. It's a belt, and this is the same picture. So I blended them so you can see how related these small circles are in all the heritage, because this is very, very old Cairo related. And here also I took a picture. If you can focus up, these are the belly dancers' costumes. So this is the store. I took that photo upwards so that the light can be visible, and I blended them with the same first picture so that the colors looked really nice. This is another blend kind of application. I blended the, what's it called? Sharp. Yeah. So the scarf, there were several scarves that looked really nice and very colorful. So it really added to the original image that it's just the same image. This one is kind of lighter double exposure with the same image. I blended it with the heritage also. It's kind of pharaonic, but it's also kind of modern old Cairo. You can see the necklaces and the belts and the earrings, and the small circles are still visible because it gave a really vibrant color to the background. Of course, the famous lights in Khan al-Khalili, it's very beautiful, very colorful. So I blended this with the street. I took 2 photos of the same place, and I blended them so you can see that it's kind of, it gives an in-depth picture with the colors and the lights. This is a zoomed-in image, so I blended the lights with part of the street, so that it's not just standing alone. It shows the street with the lights at the same time, so you don't take 2 separate pictures and it's boring. No, you blend it and you make it more interesting. This is also very famous clay. You can see the different ways the clays here are very colorful. It's not heavily blended. I just blended it with another garden. So you can see here and also here, you can see the old women, not old women, I mean the old olla. So that's something that people drink from. It's also related to heritage, and you can find it in Khan al-Khalili. This is ElFishawy. It's very famous. This image, I blended 2 images to give the soul of the place. Everyone's going here and there, very fast-paced life, colorful, crowded, and the lights are very beautiful. So you can, if you look here, you can see how I blended it. This is the title, so you can see if you just blend 2 pictures, it becomes more real, though it's blended. And we can focus here on the mirror, the way it's made here, the wood, because this will be visible in my next image. This is also a very heritage-related oud. It's used, of course, when you are in Fishawy, everyone's playing music, especially al-oud. So these were 2 lovely people who were playing, actually with one hand of hers and one hand of his on the same oud. And I blended an arabesque kind of image, but it's not very visible because it didn't look nice if it was heavily manipulated. This is also, I don't know what it is, but it seemed really nice. It was near Khan al-Khalili. I blended the same, it was also not taken care of, so the wood wasn't very well kept. So I put another layer to the architecture is very nice. You can see the way it's small triangles and the calligraphy, so it became more alive. This is the same place, but I put a side of the street to give the viewer a sense of where it is located, not just the thing above. Then here, it's another application with the same place, but then I put the alley. It had an alley, and these are also heritage products. If you can see here, it's called bullfight Arabic. So that's what's inside the thing. That's it with Khan al-Khalili. Moving to Al-Hakim Mosque. It's a Fatimid architectural style. It was built between 990 and 1012. Although it started by Khalifa al-Aziz, as referred by name, it was completed by Al-Hakim, and that's why it's been named Al-Hakim. It's also heavily influenced by Ibn Tulun Mosque, and you can feel the architectural elements in it. And it's the second largest mosque in Cairo. So here you can see it's not heavily manipulated. It's just the real image, but I put a reflection on the floor so that you can see how lovely and how architectural it is. This gives the viewer more of what Al-Awamid is like, gives it. It's really very engineering-like and geometric. It's really nice, but it's not quite visible because the floor is not always that clean. So I just made it more visible. This is from the inside. I didn't really play in this image that much. This is a man who was praying. I just put a very space-like theme with it. I blended, if you can see, it's like a nebula, but it's not a nebula. It's just the fractions of the stars and the space. So it gives it a really fresh feeling, and you can see the colors, the red, the blue. It's very enhanced because when it was raw, it wasn't very interesting. Thank you very much, and I hope you love double exposure.